Deborah Elizabeth, or Lizzie Matlock, was born on October 27, 1867, in Ozark County, Missouri. She was the third of 8 children born to Thomas and Hester Snelson Matlock. When Lizzie was born, her father was 27 and her mother was 20. Lizzie spent her childhood growing up in Ozark County, and her parents farmed for a living. On September 6, 1885, when Lizzie was 17, she married 25-year-old Robert Hicks. They put their roots down in Douglas County, Missouri, living there their entire life and farming for a living. They did move, but it was always to different areas within Douglas County. Lizzie and Robert would have 11 children together, 5 boys and 6 girls. If I pronounce any of these names wrong, I apologize. Arthur, Medessa, Annie, Oliver, Thomas, Frankie, Isom, Verla, Oda, Seda, and Phila. Lizzie would have her children from the age of 18 to the age of 40. Out of Lizzie and Robert's 11 children, 4 would pass away in childhood. In 1888, they welcomed their second child, Medessa. Medessa passed away the next year in 1889 at the age of 1. They buried her in Yates Cemetery in Douglas County, Missouri. But I wasn't able to find her headstone anywhere, so it must have been lost to time. In 1896, they welcomed their 6th child, Frankie. Some ancestry sites say Frankie was a girl, and some say Frankie was a boy, so I'm not sure which is correct. Either way, Frankie passed away the next year in 1897 at the age of only 1, and Frankie was buried in Yates Cemetery with Medessa. The next year, they lost their oldest child. Their first child, Arthur, was born in 1886, and he passed away in 1898 at the age of 12. Now, this is another one, I'm not sure of the accuracy of this, because this photo is attached to his Find a Grave page, and as you can see, he doesn't look like he's 12 years old to me. He also doesn't have any sources attached on any of his ancestry pages that verify these dates. And according to Find a Grave, he is buried in Yates Cemetery, but there is no photo of his stone. I also remember looking for his stone when I cleaned his mother's grave because I wanted to verify the information, but I didn't find it either. In 1902, they welcomed their 9th child, Oda. Oda passed away the next year in 1903 at the age of 4 months. She was also buried in Yates Cemetery with her siblings. The family would then suffer another loss many years later in 1930 when Lizzie and Robert were in their 60s. Their 10th child, Seda, or Sadie Hicks Bartlett, passed away in 1930 at the age of only 24. The newspaper said she passed away in Oklahoma due to tuberculosis. Her body was shipped back to Missouri, and she was also buried in Yates Cemetery. 1930 was the last census I found Lizzie on. Her and Robert were living in the Champion area in Douglas County, and they still said they were farming for a living. Lizzie passed away on November 6, 1934, at the age of 67. I wasn't able to find any information on her cause of death or an obituary for her. Lizzie's family buried her in Yates Cemetery next to her children. I'm not sure where Robert lived after Lizzie passed away, since he only lived 4 more years after her. He passed away in 1938 at the age of 78 due to chronic nephritis, so he was having long-term kidney problems. Robert is buried next to Lizzie and their children in Yates Cemetery. Lizzie's stone has 2 hands and a handshake carved at the top of her stone, signifying her family still alive, saying goodbye to her. My family tree showed that I'm not related to Lizzie, but my husband is. Lizzie is his 3rd great-grand-aunt. Thank you for watching. Rest in peace, Lizzie.